This is the Hilula of Rabbi Meir Baal. Yeah, Rabbi Meir Baal. It says in Pirkei Avot, Perek Dalet Mishnah Yod. Perek Dalet Mishnah Yod. Rabbi Meir Omer, Rabbi Meir says, you have to try to minimize your work and be osek b'Torah. And you have to be shval ruach in front of people. If you're a mevatel min haTorah, you're going to have a lot of, we're going to say, a lot of people that are also batel. So he says, but if you are a mel b'Torah, you start learning Torah. Kadosh Baruch Hu will come and he will give you a lot of reward. So listen to this. Rabbi Meir, he says as follows. Rabbi Meir, he comes and he says like this. Rabbi Meir was Gdolei Tanaim. He was the big ones of the Tanaim. One of the 5 Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva. Because we said, Rabotenu Shebadarom, the rabbis in the south, which was Yehuda, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that we're going to have on Wednesday night, and Rabbi Elazar. She'amdu achar Rabbi Akiva. They stood behind Shitat Rabbi Akiva. They went and they filled the entire world full of Torah. Ugam Lamad, he also learned by Rabbi Ishmael and by Elisha ben Avuya. Remember by Rabbi Ishmael? Elisha ben Avuya. Velo nimna milishmua Torah Elisha ben Avuya, and didn't stop learning Torah from Elisha ben Avuya even after he was called Acher. Mana brings down on Rabbi Bar Shila. Shelo, right? Shematzol Eliyahu Navi. He found him in Eliyahu Navi. Amalo, he says, what is Kadosh Baruch Hu doing? Amalo comes and he says, Omer alacha mipi kol hachachamim umipiv Rabbi Meir en Omer, saying the halachot in front in the name of all the rabbis, but not in the name of Rabbi Meir. So Amalo mipema, he said, why? Amalo, he said, Bishum shelamat Torah mipi acher, he learned Torah from acher. Amalo, he says, umabkach, what do you care, right? Rabbi Meir limon matzah tocho achar klipatos. He found the pomegranate. He ate good, and all the bad he threw out. He threw out all the klipa, which means that he took all the Torah and all the minut. He threw it away. Amalo Eliyahu Navi comes and he said, "Achshav HaKadosh Baruch Hu Omer." Now HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, "Meir beni Omer." Meir, my son, is saying. You see from here what it is, the power of the rabbis. Until Rabbi Bar Shila did not say those words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu would not say the halacha like Rabbi Meir. But the second that Rabbi Bar Shila comes and he says, for 1 second, Rabbi Meir Baal, he only did the good, all the bad, he got rid of it. All of a sudden, immediately, HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and he says, this is what Rabbi Meir Beni, Meir my child, this is what he actually comes and he says. Gadol hayah chelko shel Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir had a very big portion in the Sidur of the Mishnayot. Because we always say the Gemara Sanhedrin, the Rambam says, Stam Mishnah, Rabbi Meir. Liba Rabbi Akiva, always going in the Shita of Rabbi Akiva, which means that we know that this is what he learned from Rabbi Akiva, and therefore they put in the Mishnayot, and that's why it was actually set up according to Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. When he made the Mishnayot, this is what he had. He was very sharp. Rabbi Meir was very, very sharp. So it says, they said, Kol haroet Rabbi Meir bevet HaMidrash, Rabbi Meir used to come and used to take, right? The mountains, and he used to come and he used to just take them apart and destroy them. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi testified that he was only because he saw Rabbi Meir from behind. What does it mean from behind? He learned from Rabbi Meir when he was a shura behind him. But he says, but if he was face to face, he would have learned even much more. He would have been even on a higher level than that. But with all this gula, he wasn't zocher that Elaha was going to be like him because of omek dato. That means he was so deep. So sometimes Elaha was not like him, because sometimes being so deep didn't work. So just like it says of Yaakov Bar Chanina, it was revealed there was nobody. There's nobody in the generation of Rabbi Meir like him. So why does Elaha not like him? Because they weren't able to understand him. Meaning, if the halacha was not like him, it's not because he was wrong. It was because his mind was so bad. They weren't able to understand him. He was able to show on something tameh. He was saying it was tahor, and he would be able to explain it. It used to show it. Tanya lo Rabbi Meir Shemo, ela Rabbi Nehorai Shemo. Some people say his name was not Rabbi Meir. His name was Rabbi Nehorai. But so why was his name Meir? Rabbi Meir? Because he used to illuminate the eyes of the Chachamim in Elaha. And that's why he changed his name from Rabbi Nehorai to Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir was a sofer, a lavlan. Sofer, kotev sifrei Torah, tefillin u'mezuzot. He was a sofer. He used to make 3 slaim every single week. That was his salary. Right? He used to come and eat with one. So imagine a person makes $10, $3, he comes, right? 3.33. He used to eat. He used to get dressed with another sela, another 3.33. He used to give a full third. Right? It's 33% to Tamidei Chachamim. Now remember, he himself is a Tamidei Chacham. But he used to give to the other Tamidei Chachamim 1/3 of what he used to make, right, as money. Amrulo Tamidav, so his students sold him. Maya Banecha, Shena Tamaniach Lem Kelim Klum Lidushai. So once again, what about the children? You're not leaving them a Yerusha. Amar Lahem, he told them, in Yutzadikim, if they're going to be tzadikim, they're going to have Asaf from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shneimar, Na raiti gam zakanti, velo raiti tzadik ne'ezav, vezaro mevakesh lachem. What does that mean? He says, don't worry about it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has my back. Don't worry about it. If they're going to be tzadikim, everything will be okay. Rabbi Meir hayabel mishpachat gerim. Rabbi Meir came also from the family of gerim, because he came from the Tzaim, from Nerona Tsar, from Nero Caesar. Okay, Ishtosh Rabbi Meir was Bruria, right? Bruria was the wife of Rabbi Meir, the daughter of Rabbi Chanyam Teradion. Everyone knew about Bruria. Bruria was a very famous woman, right? Brought down in the Gemara many times. He had a daughter that was also married to a Tamir Chamuvhat. He also had 2 boys that they died when they were very young. So he had 2 boys that they died very, very young. He was, as it's brought out in Midrash Mishle. Maaseh Rabbi Meir. The story with Rabbi Meir. They were sitting in the Bet Midrash on Shabbat during the time of Mincha and giving a drasha. And then the 2 children died at the same time. Asta Bruya, what did Bruya do? Right? She put both of them on the bed and she put a blanket. Motzei Shabbat comes Rabbi Meir from the Bet Midrash. He says, where's my children? She told him, they went to the Bet Midrash. Amallah, he said, I looked in the Bet Midrash, but I didn't see them. So she went, she gave him Kosa Shel Avdalah. She gave him, here, do Avdalah. He went, and afterwards, he says, no, where's the 2 children? They went, they're coming back. She gave him Sudat Revi'it. And after he makes Birkat Hazon, she tells him, right? Rebbe, I have a question. What's the question? Somebody once came and he gave me a security. You know what a security is? A guarantee. Now he came back and he asked me for it. Somebody comes and he gave me something to watch over it. Then they came back and they asked me for it. Should I give it back to him or not? I told her, my daughter, I don't understand. Somebody gives you something to watch. Right? Imagine right now I give you the watch to watch. Yeah? Now all of a sudden you come and I ask, you're not going to give it back. Obviously you're going to give it back. Still obviously. Right? So she said, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have given it back. Master, what did she do? She took his hand. She took him to the room. She took him to the bed, and she revealed the 2 children. And he saw that the 2 children, right, already were deceased in the bed. They already passed away in the bed. He started crying. He started saying, Banai, Banai, my children, my children. So Bruria tells her husband now, Rebbe, one second, Rebbe. Remember, she's calling her husband, Rebbe. Didn't you tell me that we're all going to come and back to deposit our master? HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the children as a pikadon. It's not our choice when they're going to have to come back. Right? We have to turn into the leader. Kach Hashem natan v'Hashem lakach. What does that mean? Hashem, a pikadon is a guarantee, meaning that it's like, right? Somebody came and they gave a guarantee, you have to give it back. So too, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a guarantee. We have to give it back whenever we want. We're not the one that decides when, how. So he says, what does it mean? Hashem gives, Hashem takes. But on this thing, that's who was a piece. And therefore it's written on her, what does that mean, Eshet Chai Nimsa? It means that right now, how are we going to find Eshet Chai Nimsa? Mekor, to the famous story of Baal Hanes. Why does it say Baal Hanes? What does that mean, Baal Hanes? He says, well, there was a famous story. Yeah, a very famous story. What was the famous story? It says, yeah, this was talking about the Malchut Romi, Harisha'ah. He comes and he says like this. So it says over here like this. What was the entire story? So the story with Rabbi Meir Baal is a story with Malchut Romi. The Roman government, they made a decree. What was the decree? They made a decree on Rabbi Chaim Tradion that he was going to be burnt with the Sefer Torah. His wife, right, they killed her. And then on his daughter, which is a sister of Rubia. Remember, Rabbi Meir Baal got married to the daughter of one of the Gedolei Olam, one of the Gedolei Ador, Rabbi Chaim Tradion. So her sister, Rudia's sister, she had to go in a place which was very, very parus, very, very immodest. So because of that, Rudia comes and she tells Rabbi Meir, I'm so embarrassed. How can it be that my sister is in such a place? It doesn't make sense. How's it going to be? So she tells her, please go and redeem her. So what did Rabbi Meir do? Rabbi Meir takes a whole bunch of money and he goes over there and says to Rabbi Meir, if she didn't do an Averah, Mina Shemaim, they're going to do a miracle. He says, but if she did an Yitur, I won't be able to redeem her. So what happens? He goes over there and he made himself look like he disguised himself, like a soldier. So he comes and he tells her, no, would you like to come with me? She comes and she says, no, I can't. I can't do anything. So he says, okay, fine, I'm going to wait. I'll wait for you. He says, what are you going to wait for me? Look at all the beautiful women around me. Wait for me. Go away. He comes and he says, 1 second. He tells the Shomer Bet HaSohar, he tells the guard over there, this is what's going on. He says, this is what she says to everybody. Every single person that comes, this is what she says to them. Basically, take a hike in a very nice way. So what happened? He says, that means she didn't do an Averah. If she didn't do an Averah, don't worry about it. Says Rabbi Meir, he takes money and he gives it to the guard. And he says, give me the girl. He says, half of it are for you, and half of the money you used to bribe the other general. There shouldn't be any problem. Go do it that way. Why? Because you bribe them. So says the watchman, says the guard, okay, fine, but the money finishes. At the end of the day, how much am I going to bribe and bribe and bribe? What are we going to do? So he comes and he says, he says, you know what you do? Say Elaha, Dmeir, Aneni, you'll be saved. What do you have to do? Elaha, Dmeir, Aneni, you'll be saved. So he says, what? And whoever said it works, he says, you're going to see now, there was very evil dogs. Yeah, these human beings. Very bad dogs. Says Rabbi Meir, what did he do? He took a stone and he threw it at them. Right? They came, they started running to bite him, to eat him. What happened? He said, Elaha, Dmeir, Aneni, they left him and they left. He said, they left. When the showman saw that, he said, oh, this is a secret code I was taught. Okay, fine. He took it. After a few days, what happened is that they found out what happened. So they went and they were going to hang them. What did he say? And they weren't able to hang them. Right, there's a whole thing there, exactly what happened. They go to anything. And then they told him, there's something wrong here. What are you saying? Well, there's something here. So they went and they said, this is the story. This is a famous rabbi that he taught me. And this is what's happening. So what did they do? They put the face of Rabbi Meir at the entrance of Rome, and they put it engraved in the wall, and they said, anybody that sees them, right, you get a big reward. You know, the big thing that they start, offering a lot of ransom. That's what they did. He was the most wanted, right? The most wanted fugitive. So then what happened was one of the Romans, they went and they saw him, and he started running towards him. So he went inside of a place, right, which was not proper. And Rabbi Meir came, he put, right, Ki'ilu, it said over here that all of a sudden Eliyahu Navi came on top of him to show Ki'ilu that she was hugging him. Right? It was like as if another woman was hugging him. So when the Roman went and he saw them, he said, this is not the rabbi, famous rabbi, and a woman comes and said, this is not the rabbi, for sure. So they left him alone. But once he saw that, he said, right, or there was another opinion that actually what happened is that he went into a restaurant and he put his finger into non-kosher food, and then he went like this with the other finger. What happened was, he's basically eating non-kosher. They went and they started, this is for sure not the famous rabbi. He left him. But once he saw this, he saw that he could rely upon miracles every single day. So what did he do? He went from Eretz Yisrael. He ran away from Eretz Yisrael to Babylonia. And he ran away. He had to run away because if not, it was impossible. Okay. They say the name of the Baal Shem Tov, right? That they say as follows: Shadam, right? Somebody that's found in a sakana, and he needs a miracle, is going to give 18 coins, and he's going to say 3 times, he's going to say that he's going to promise to give these 18, what did I say? 18 beot. Aneni, and also that Akadosh Baruch Hu should be the will of our God. That just like you heard the tefillah of Meir, and you didn't see many flowers, so to do for me. You'll be answered. This is the Baal Shem Tov saying this. Okay, Binyan ze amar Rav Chaim Horowitz. So Rav Chaim Horowitz came and he said, Yisrael kedoshim noad bechol tzvut Yisrael. Kedoshim Yisrael kedoshim, and all throughout Judaism, that if Chas Shalom something is going to be stolen or lost or any type of tzara, choli umachov rachman litzan, they give neder for shemen, for money, right, for the kever of Rabbi Meir Baal, right, you will answer him, he will be saved from the difficulties. All right, so look how many things you have here. Rabbi Yaakov Shaltiel, he comes and he says something incredible. Listen to this, because this is something incredible. He was one of the Mekubalim, and he said, why is it that the Tana Kadosh Rabbi Meir, he had such a thing everywhere? By the way, even Morocco, Rabbi Meir. Right, it was, and later on, he saw Rabbi Amram. What? No, for sure he was Moroccan. He said, Moroccan too. Yeah. He says, right, it says over here, my father was like Rabbi Amram. He said, Rabbi Amram maybe one. Rabbi Meir also. So he says, Rabbi Meir, it says, dream lo nedanim lo nevot hashmov lo shem. It's more Rabbi Meir more than any Tana. Right? You got Rabbi Meir was very famous. Why? Because בזכות שלמד זכות על עם ישראל. He used to come and he used to be מלמד זכות על עם ישראל. וכידוע, it's known, הקדוש ברוך הוא loves מי שמלמד זכות על עם ישראל. Somebody that comes and is always looking at the zechut of Am Yisrael and saying good things about Israel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves him. Therefore, he said, even though we don't do the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're still the children of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. At the end of the day, sometimes a child doesn't do what you want exactly. You still love him. Why? He's your child. Says Rabbi Meir, even though we're not doing it, even though we're not doing it, you're still banim shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because of that, we have the concept of Rabbi Meir was the story with 2 people that they were fighting. That the Satan used to come every single letter Shabbat. He used to fight. You remember? Satan used to come every single letter Shabbat to the house. And then what happened? Rabbi Meir went there, and when he stayed there 3 Shabbatot, sure that they would stop. And what happened? He heard the Satan saying, "Woe to this guy!" That Rabbi Meir went and he threw me out of his house. What does that mean? Because they went and made Shalom. For 3 weeks that they were making sure. They made sure that they were doing this. He got them rid of them. There was another story with Rabbi Meir. He used to give a derasha in the Bet Knesset every single letter Shabbat, right, in the nighttime. He used to do 1/3 in halakha, 1/3 of stories, and 1/3 of malim. There was a woman every single time she used to come. And what happened? One night, as usual, the rabbis do it. They take a little bit longer. Right? It happens once in a while, no? Rabbis. Yeah? If it happens all the time, then it's a problem. Yeah? But usually that's what always happens. Right? The rabbis, they take longer. You tell them, right? It once actually happened in Gibraltar, right? I had to give a shiur to women. So women came and told me, you know what? What's it called? How long do I speak to? Do I speak for? They came and they said, you know what? I remember they told me 9 minutes. They told me something like that. I was like, fine. I went on the dot. It was 9 minutes, and I stopped. They went and said, but Rabbi, I said, I said, no, usually we tell a rabbi, it's only going to be 50. We tell you 50, it's going to be 20. So therefore, we told you a little bit of kilo that you don't want more. So you told 9 is 9. 9 is 9. That's it. So what happened? He went and he took too long. The woman comes home. The candles turned off. The Nerot Shabbat, they turned off. The husband was all upset. Where were you? So, the meat. Well, at least the husband doesn't go to the shiur. At least the woman should go to the shiur. So she went to the shiur of Dmeir, and what happened? He said, get out of the house. He threw her out. He says, don't come back until you go and you spit in the face of the darshan. You have to go, you have to spit in his face. And Rabbi Meir found out, and he came and he told him. He went and he said, don't worry about it. She didn't know what to do. What, she's going to go and spit in the face of the rabbi. She's not crazy. She's not Mishnu. So what happened? She went and she didn't know what to do. So what happened was that all of a sudden he comes to her, and Rabbi Meir comes and he says, 1 second, I have a problem. I got something stuck in my eye. Can you do the lachash out? She goes, no idea how to do it. Because no, what you do, you spit in my eyes, spit in my face 7 times, right? You're going to say this and that's it. She said, yeah, okay, come. She did it 7 times. When she finished, he told her, go tell your husband, you told me to spit in his face 1 time. I spit in his face 7 times. Yeah, what happened was the students, when they heard what happened, they went and give him a call. This is what a person is going to come. He's going to start disgracing you by saying that somebody could spit in your face. They wanted to give laughs. They wanted to beat up the guy. What happened? He went and he told them, leave him. He says, why? The kavod of Meir is greater than the kavod of Kadosh Baruch Hu. If Kadosh Baruch Hu, he allowed that the name which was written B'Kedushav Ta'ara be erased as Sotah in order to make Shalom, in order to make peace, right, between a husband and a wife. He says, now what's the kavod of Meir? Kavodo shel Meir lo kol sheken all the more so. There's a Yerushalmi in Sotah, Perek Elaha Dalet. In the vicinity of Rabbi Meir, people, there were people, they were actually bothering him. And because they were bothering him so much, Rabbi started praying that they should die. His wife says, why are you praying that they should die? You should pray that they should do teshuvah. It doesn't say Tamu Chataim, right? It doesn't say Yidchotim. It says Chataim. The sins should finish, not the sinners. Meaning the sinner, it's a body, but it's the sins should be diminished, not anybody else. So he comes and he says, you're right. He started praying that they should do teshuvah, and they did teshuvah. So she was correct, right? Tamu Chataim in Haaretz. Right? It's not Chataim, Ela Chataim. The chet in itself should be diminished. There was a story of a woman that she came in front of the Midrash, and she said that one of the Talmidim, they went and they got married to her without a chuppah. She doesn't remember who it was. So therefore, she's an eshetit, right? The married woman, she needs a get. She doesn't know from who. So Demeir got up and he divorced her. Demeir came, he wrote a get, he gave it to her. So what did all the students did the same? How do you say Demeir was the one that did it? Obviously not. But he didn't want to embarrass the person. So since he didn't want to embarrass the person, what did he do? He went and he wrote a divorce bill to her. He knew it wasn't Demeir. She came, she said, it was somebody here, but I don't remember which one. Yeah? She didn't say you. So everyone knew it wasn't him. He purposely went and he did it not to embarrass the person. So now every single person in the wrote her a get, and now they divorced her, but nobody was embarrassed. Right? This is what Demeir did in order to save from embarrassment of people. The Demeir, right? He went and he actually called the Sofer. This is what he did. As well, this is a Shimoni and a Zdah. There was a story in the Daron. He used to get up in the middle of the night. He used to get dressed, right? And he used to tell Orchim, get up and go, right? Go out. Now, what happened? He already did. He had a trick. He used to tell them they had to leave the hotel. Now, in the middle of the way, if you're going to leave in the middle of the night, what's going to happen? The bandits are going to come. So he had a trick with it. I get with the police. And I said, So in the middle of the night, he used to tell them, you guys, we're closed all of a sudden. We can't do anymore. Middle of the night, all of a sudden, they used to travel a little bit. Boom. The bandits used to come take the money, split it with the hotel owners. Business, no? Yeah. Business. What happened? Meir went there. In the middle of the night, he went to this. Says to Meir, 1 second. I've got a brother and I'm waiting for him. He says, where is he? He says, in Bet Knesset. He says, what's his name? He says, I'm going to go call him. He says his name is Kitov. What is Kitov? He says, he was going around the entire night. Kitov. Where is he? Yeah, you heard. Where's Kitov? Where's Kitov? He couldn't find him. All of a sudden in the morning, he says, I don't understand. I couldn't find any. He said, where's your brother? He says, I told you I have a brother. His name is Kitov. So what are you talking about? He says, "Vayaret Elohim et haor kitov." The light is my brother. Right? Why? Because I said that's kitov. Kitov was not the kitov is like my brother. Why? Because this is the light. The light is illuminating. That's how you should only travel during the day, not during the nighttime. That's where you got out of it. Right? So the tziyun of Bnei Balanes is one of the holiest places in the Amma Yehudi. It's in Tveria. Right? We know that it's on the right side of the derek. Right? When you're going right opposite Chametria. Okay, until the Mashiach Tzidkenu, and then we're going to heaven. Bimir Omer, we're almost done. It says Bimir Omer. Anybody that lives in Eretz Yisrael reads Kriyat Shema Shachrit, Arvit veShachrit, and he speaks Lashon HaKodesh. You see the importance of speaking Lashon HaKodesh. You have to speak Hebrew, Lashon HaKodesh. Lashon HaKodesh you have to speak. He says, Muftach lo Shamba, for sure he's going to get Olam Ba. Bimir says, En Eretz Yisrael chasera davar. There's nothing lacking in Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael, Israel has everything. Eretz Yisrael has everything. Yeah, you listening? Yeah? Amar Bimir says Bimir. Keshem she'shitrom ben haor u'choshech. Like there's a difference that the haor is better than the choshech. So too, there's the big differences between the Torah and the Bimir. Mir says Gadol mamzer tamid chacham mi kohen gadol ha'maaretz. Even if you have a kohen gadol that he's an ha'maaretz, you have a mamzer chacham, the mamzer tamid chacham first. Why? He's a tamid chacham. He's a tamid chacham. Yeah, Rabbi Meir says gedolat teshuvah shebishul yachid shasat teshuvah mochrim kol olam klos. Right person does teshuvah. They come and they're going to forgive the entire world because of what the person just did to Shuvah, right? Because of what he just did. But me always used to say, he used to say, right, that a person has to learn Torah with all his heart, with all his mind, with all his soul, to know the derech of Hashem, to know the path of Hashem, to always be by the doors of Hashem. Wants the Torah should be in his heart. Watch your mouth sin. And purify and sanctify yourself from all sins. Aneni will be with you every time. This is what Rabbi Meir used to say. Says he said, "Have you I'm going to bring them. These are guarantors." Says they also guarantor. He said, "Our children." Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm going to give them the Torah. As it says, the children are going to be our might. Remember that the children is what we always have to focus on. Demeir used to say, there are three things that differentiate between every single human being. They call them dot. The voice, the appearance, and the dot. Every single person has a different dot. Says Demeir, when a person gets into the world, his hands are closed. Right? Why? Because he wants the entire world for himself. So he comes in his own grabbing. He wants everything right for himself. But when a person leaves this world, his hands are completely open. Why are they open? Because he leaves with nothing in his hands. Right? That's why it's so important. Rabbi Nehorai Omer, and again, Rabbi Nehorai was Rabbi Meir. I'm going to leave everything in the world. But I'm going to teach my son Torah. Torah is the most important, nothing else. All the rest could come. He's learning Torah, he has beracha and everything that he does. Everything else, nonsense. Correct? So he says, Shadam. Aywa. Yeah, Adam. Ochel. Okay, first, this is Torah. That's a picture. Yeah, Adam Ochel mischara ba'olam hazeh. He says a person is going to take the reward of this world, but and the principle is always going to be in the next world, and everything else is not like that. When a person comes to become sick, to become elderly, he's got this stream, he can't work. He's going to be met barav. But the Torah of is always protecting him. Whether he was younger or older, Torah will always protect the human being. Rabbi Meir says, a Jew, even if he's going to sin, he's still a Jew. Right? He's still a Jew. That's what we were talking before, that he was melamed zechut. Rabbi Meir says, what's the reason why a woman all of a sudden becomes prohibited? Why? She shows to be a kala in the eyes of her husband. So therefore, these are all the members of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Chania ben Akashya Omer, Ratzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu lezechot Yisrael.
Yeah, of course. If you want, if you don't want,